Hey everyone, I'm Caped Hero, and today I'm here to talk about Shantae Half Genie Heroes Risky Boots Mode DLC. So earlier this week, we backers of the game's Kickstarter received a surprise in the form of an email with links to the download codes for the DLC. Needless to say, I didn't waste any time downloading and playing it. Been waiting for a long time to get this, and after playing it, I gotta say, it's pretty fun. So first, let's tackle the story. Warning, there are spoilers ahead. Starting about halfway through Shantae's story, Risky Mode opens up with Shantae and the gang activating a machine that she was helping Mimic build. Unfortunately for them, it turns out that the blueprint they were following was made by Risky Boots. The activated machine inverts Shantae's good magic and turns it into evil magic. Risky then takes this opportunity to steal the machine and get out of there. She's planning on using the machine to invade the Genie realm and invert all the good magic in there into evil magic. But the machine isn't powerful enough to do that yet, so now she has to go and beat up the various barons of the world and steal their parts to upgrade the machine. If you've played Shantae in Pirate's Curse, then you should feel right at home playing Risky Boots mode. She plays a lot like Shantae did in that game, but there are some differences. To start off with, she uses a sword instead of her hair to attack. Her gun, which you start off with instead of having to unlock, starts with 3 types of projectiles. She uses regular bullets that travels in a straight path and don't do much damage, triple bullets that fire in a spread and deal slightly more damage, and missile bullets that home in on enemies and deal the most damage out of the starting weapons. While you have infinite number of regular bullets, the missile bullet and the spread bullets are limited. Don't worry about running out of bullets though, you'll find them everywhere. The enemies drop them and they're in all the vases that you can break. You also have the ability to summon Tinkerbats. They'll walk out in front of you and attack whatever threats they run into, whether they be fearsome enemies or vases. You can only summon one of them at a time though, and they only last for a few seconds. As you complete stages, you'll unlock more equipment, like an anchor that acts like a grappling hook, bomb bullets for your gun, a pirate hat that lets you glide like in Pirate's Curse, an orb that lets you move freely underwater, and a cannon that lets you do multiple jumps. All of these abilities, along with your health, can be upgraded with dark magic, which you're going to find in treasure chests hidden throughout the stages. Upgraded weapons do things like increase the number of bullets your spread shot fires, and increasing the amount of Tinkerbats you can summon. Finding all the dark magic in the game will let you fully max out all of your equipment, unlike in some other games where even if you find everything, you can't fully upgrade all your stuff. More spoilers! So you've collected all the parts of the machine and you're ready to beat the game, right? It turns out that there's these things called Genie crystals hidden in those same treasure chests that you find dark magic in, and in order to finish the game, you have to find them all. Once you find all the Genie crystals, Risky goes to the locations that they pinpointed and sets up a base there. You might think that with her base established and her doomsday machine built that she's finished the game, but there has to be a final level somehow. Risky decides that she needs to test her defenses and you start the final level. Once you complete the level, Risky gets ready to activate the machine, but then Shantae comes sashaying in. They banter a bit and you start the final boss fight. Once you beat Shantae, you win the game. So the DLC is pretty short. I completed in about 4 hours on my first playthrough, and that was because I was a moron and couldn't find the last Genie crystal because I thought the area that it was in was just going to transition me to the next phase of the stage. The short length doesn't mean it doesn't have some good content though. You can go through the first 5 stages in any order you want. So I would recommend going through the stages in the order they have it in the hub. The first stage is a cakewalk and you should be able to get through it without any problems. But if you get into the further stages, the difficulty increases. Going through these stages without the power-ups you would get through advancing through the stages in order causes you to come to some difficult platforming areas. You'll still have to revisit these stages though in order to get the Genie crystals that you were unable to get due to not having the specific power-up required to reach it. Risky handles a lot like Shantae does in Pirate's Curse, so if you played that game then you should be familiar with how she moves. There are some exceptions to this though, like how her scimitar isn't a charging attack, probably to the dismay of speedrunners out there, and more importantly, she doesn't have magical items. Risky doesn't get the pipe balls, fireballs, thunderclouds, and whatnot that Shantae gets through her adventure. This may sound bad, but it actually adds difficulty to an otherwise easy game. Without things like the pipe balls to act as a damaging shield around your character, you actually have to use your sword or gun to hit your enemies. This causes some of the monsters, and especially some of the bosses you have to fight, to take longer and be harder to kill. You also get less total health to Shantae, even when fully upgraded. Food and hearts are more scarce, especially in the earlier parts of the game, and you can only hold up to 9 of each food item. This allows healing to be less broken than in the main game. The difficulty or lack thereof of Half Genie Hero's main campaign was a major minus to the game, so if you felt like it was too easy, this mode might offer you a better challenge, because it's harder by default. Once you have all your power-ups fully upgraded, the game becomes easier, but there are still challenges to be faced. This mode is shorter than the main campaign, but it's mostly due to a lesser amount of backtracking you have to do, and the ease of finding the hidden secrets. After you've gotten all your equipment, you can probably find everything the stage has to find in about 1 or 2 playthroughs. The infinite flares you have help out by allowing you to exit the stage when you're done searching, instead of having to complete the stage all the way through. There's only one ending for this mode, unlike the good and bad ending that the Shantae mode has, so getting 100% isn't as imperative. You do get a reward though, as completing the game gets you a picture, but 100% completing it gets you an alternate picture. All in all, the added difficulty, the alternate playstyle, and the new enemies make this DLC a joy to play through. However, this game is not without flaws. The length is a little on the shorter side, and while there are some humorous moments, it isn't as funny as the main campaign. I found this to be a negative point because I always found the humor in the series to be one of its strongest drawing points. That and Shantae herself, but you know, whatever. The length is kind of hit or miss. If you want a quick game to have fun with, then this is for you. The lesser amount of backtracking makes for a more succinct game. If you're looking for a more sprawling adventure ever, you're probably going to be disappointed. I feel like it just barely misses the perfect length, but I appreciate that it doesn't have much artificial padding as the main campaign does. So with that, I say I have to give Risky Boots DLC a rating of 7 Jolly Rogers out of 10. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like and subscribe for updates on new videos. Also make sure you leave a comment on whether or not you're going to be getting this DLC. So until next time, good night everybody!